Today, we will summarize the chapter Forest Society and Colonialism. We will explore the intricate relationship between forests, colonialism, and the profound impact on societies across the world. Our story begins with the rich and diverse resources that forests provide. From paper to wood, spices to cellophane, the value of these natural ecosystems is immeasurable. However, these vibrant ecosystems are under constant threat due to industrialization and deforestation. Between 1700 and 1995, a staggering 13.9 million square kilometers of the world's forests vanished. For comparison, India as of now is 3.3 million square kilometers. This means forest equal to 4 times that of India has vanished. The journey of deforestation began centuries ago, but reached new heights under colonial rule. In India, the causes of deforestation were multifold. The British colonial rule encouraged the cultivation of commercial crops like jute, sugar, wheat, and cotton. They considered forests unproductive and aimed to convert them into cultivation land to boost revenue. All they know is to convert. Anyway, as a result, the cultivated area in India increased by 6.7 million hectares between 1880 and 1920, leading to massive forest clearance. The insatiable need for timber in England drove the exploration of Indian forest resources. Trees were felled on a large scale for timber exports, especially for railways. According to a crude estimate, around $45 trillion worth of wealth was looted and taken from India to England. One can easily say that London was built with Indian resources, literally. Do check our playlist that has the summary of every chapter of this book. Make sure to like and subscribe to never miss any episode. Moving on, these railways required vast quantities of wood for fuel and sleepers, which led to the rapid disappearance of forests. Contractors cut trees indiscriminately to meet the demand. Large natural forests in India were cleared to make way for tea, coffee, and rubber plantations, driven by European demands. They had no concern for indigenous tribes or animals that lived there. The colonial government allocated forest areas to European planters at low rates, resulting in significant deforestation as forests were cleared for plantations. The idea of improving uncultivated land was pervasive among colonizers and often used to justify conquests and land acquisition. This idea in their mind justified massive land grabs, like the United Fruit Company's vast banana plantations in Central America, where unimproved land was seen as a resource to be developed. This unimproved land supported the locals, which means millions had to move away from their native place. The fauna massacred in the process could not be accounted for by any sane estimate. It was the single most devastating action of humans, other than atomic bombs. As the need for timber grew, the British in India invited German expert Dietrich Brandis, who introduced scientific forestry to manage forests and conserve resources. This marked the birth of the Indian Forest Service in 1864 and the formulation of the Indian Forest Act of 1865. Scientific forestry involved cutting diverse natural forests and replacing them with single-species plantations. The impact of these policies was profound on the lives of the local people. Villagers and forest officials had differing views on what constituted a good forest. Villagers needed a variety of species for fuel, fodder, and other uses, while officials focused on trees suitable for ship and railway construction. The Forest Act of 1865 made many traditional practices illegal. European colonialism significantly impacted shifting cultivation, a traditional practice in various parts of the world. Shifting cultivation involves cutting and burning parts of the forest, planting crops, and allowing the land to fallow for years. Europeans had no clue about how to coexist with nature. For them, it was just a gulp to quench their thirst. European foresters deemed shifting cultivation harmful for forests, especially for railway timber, leading to its ban. This caused forced displacement and resistance among communities. Forest laws prohibited customary hunting practices of many who lived near forests, leading to the punishment of those caught hunting. While small game hunting was restricted, hunting big animals became a sport. The British believed that killing dangerous animals would civilize India, and they call us superstitious. While many people suffered due to forest department control, others found new opportunities in the trade of forest products. Communities across the world adapted to this trade due to increased demand, like the Munduruku peoples in the Brazilian Amazon. In India, the British government regulated the trade, granting exclusive rights to large European trading firms, impacting pastoralist and nomadic communities. Some were even forced to work under government supervision. However, new work opportunities didn't necessarily lead to improved well-being. For example, workers from forest communities were recruited for tea plantations in Assam, facing low wages and poor working conditions. Calling it poor is such a modesty. This journey through the intertwined history of forests and colonialism reveals the complexities and consequences of transforming natural landscapes into thriving societies. If you found this exploration fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating historical narratives.